Okay, let me see. Tell us where you're watching from and mention if you have planted a tree. And mention if you're following this track. I'm picking a few questions. Sorry. Tag someone. You can tag a few people. Very good. I can see Samson Washira. You're saying tuned in already and being expectant to learn. Thank you, Samson. All right. Let me see who else is around. Tell us. Okay. Thank you, guys. We will not be too long. There's a person here who asked me a question. She's 22. She's saying, I'm worried that people don't seem to notice me. They don't seem to approach me. Right? Mother tuned in from Seattle. Harakisha kabla nilale. Maggie K, good morning, sir. Good morning, Maggie. Mother wants to sleep. It's night there, Seattle. All right, Mother, we won't keep you waiting too long. Okay. Okay, let me see. This is Nadia saying, my first live. She's happy to be here. Your first live. Most welcome, Mother. Tuned in from Ghana. Nadia, most welcome from Ghana. My friends there. Who transact with the Ghanaian SEDI. This is Margarida from Canada. Margarida from Canada. Oh, very good. Very good. Okay. I can see we have quite a number of guys from all over the world. Very exciting to see. So I was reading a question here. This lady is asking me, I'm 22, people are not approaching me. This is tuned from Kenya. That is Wangoi. Tuned from Kenya. Karibu sana Wangoi. All right. Who else is here? We have Maggie is asking whether we are still live on Facebook. No, today we are live on YouTube alone. Tuned from Oklahoma, Kevin Jockey. Most welcome. Kevin from Oklahoma. It looks like YouTube guys are from all over. All right. Global community. I will be starting in 1 or 2 minutes. This question by this lady who is wondering. You know, when you don't know the seasons of your life, you think you're lost. When you are still on time. All right? Qatar well represented. Muruwanjiro, Qatar. Most welcome. Okay? Those ones transact in dirham. Qatar. Then we have... I think dirham is Dubai. This one is from Qatar. Tuned from Karen. Hey, Benjamin. This is Shivon Jao. Hi, Shivon. Most welcome. Okay. Cool. We have some guys now live. So, I want us to notice a few things that we need to mention. When you don't know the seasons of your life, you think you're lost. When you are just on your way, it's because you have not arrived, but you think you're very lost. Your seasons are still growing. Your seasons are still maturing. But if you're not careful, you think you are now lost away. When I get this person who is 22, 24, asking what happened, I'm not getting guys approaching me. What does that tell you? This person does not know where they are. I want to repeat a few principles. You meet people who are telling you, I know, I married this early and I'm still happy. Oh, time doesn't matter. Good marriage is a matter of good luck. You hear that narrative a lot. And I want to warn you, if you're not serious, you'll be seduced by that narrative. If you're not careful, you'll be seduced by that narrative. You find yourself thinking it's all a matter of good luck. It's all a matter of what happened to you at that time, no, and all that, because that's what you hear. Some people marry early, they're happy, others marry late, they're still divorced. Let's start by debunking that theory. There are some things that require sober reasoning. One of the sober reasoning is to know who you are before you enter into lifelong commitments, so that you know whether when you finally sign up, you're signing up with a person who you are similar. The biggest risk of pre-25 marriage is that you end up with a person who you are seriously dissimilar. With a person whom you are seriously dissimilar, unlike. Your values are not aligned. This person, you are so different. But because when you are premature, your personality, your assertiveness, what you want in life is not yet very clear. You are afraid of offending people. You flow with people just to please them. You just cooperate with people for the purposes of being with them. You know, I want to remind you that the biggest risk and the challenge we have in our day is people are signing away before they know who you are, before they know who they are. Now, later on, when you come to yourself, when you arrive, when you have developed, when you have become who you are, and then you start looking around at what you realize your younger self has signed your soul away, has committed you to a thing that you don't fit. That is the disaster, guys. That's the disaster. That is the essence of the problem. Those guys who rushed into marriages prematurely, they end up in marriages that they can't stay in. And then the deliverer is either divorce or death. It's a serious thing. Either get out by divorce or get out by death. Which of those is better? Which of those? So painful. And then men start saying, we are happily married. It's now 20 years on the marriage. That doesn't matter. We are happily married. It's 20 years. Happy. What is happily married? Some people say they're happy, but they have had to give up their dreams, give up their passion, give up their dream to change the world. They did not know who they were to become, so they have to stay who they were those days, not to threaten the marriage, not to rock the boat. The reason we must restate this over and over is because you keep hearing opposite schools of thought trying to return you to the other, trying to return you to confusion. We have people who, one of the most heartbreaking cases I had was yesterday. A lady telling me she spent 18 years in that marriage. 18, and she's 40 now. 18 years of that marriage, cheating left, right, and center. The guy was cheating and mistreating, and she tried to make things work. Of course, having married at 22, she did not have career yet. So sometimes it takes you so long to be able to stand up on your own that none of the options are cheap, either divorce or whatever. It will take you a lot of money. So this lady took so long to get out, took so long to decide, took so long to find herself. She's now 40. Years are gone. Time has gone. We are not saying all is lost, but she has lost valuable time. She can still recover. She can still try to do a few things here and there, but she will never recover the 18 years. If you wait for 5 years, you can save yourself for a lifetime. If you only wait for 5 or less years, if you're 20, if you're 22, if you wait for 5 years just to know who you are first, that should be enough reason. But the problem is when you are young, you think you know yourself. You think this is the oldest you've ever been anyway. You're 21 and that's the biggest you've ever been. And the reason we in the public space have a calling to warn you is that you don't know yourself yet. You're still a younger version of you. The mature version. The older version will arrive slowly. It's on its way. It will arrive at around 25, 26. One lady who talked to me, she's now 25. She said, I can't imagine how I'm seeing things now. I can't imagine I'm thinking so differently. I can't imagine that there's a time I used to think I'm grown. All right. Let me pick a few questions here. Somebody saying, tuned from Kayole Junction, may God bless you. Tuned from Kakamega, this Agrippa Mokogu. All right. Self Akinyi, good morning from Qatar. Thank you. Okay. Let me pick a few more here. Feel free to tell us and whether you planted your tree. Okay. So if somebody asks you what we are talking about is waiting, this thing we are calling waiting. If we are, what is it about? The thing is about knowing who you are first. So I want to pick a few questions I received yesterday. These ones are for yesterday. Imagine somebody saying, we built in the same house, I helped him build, we have a home. Now he's disappearing on me. I hear he has impregnated another woman. Now they're still looking they're looking after the child. He keeps calling, sending money there, but he tells me there's no future. There's no future for them. What do we do? By the time a person leaves you to go get a child elsewhere, they're still in touch. They're making you a second wife. You're going to be two. There's another person here who I did not reply yet. He's saying, from last week, an unknown person was sending text messages to me and my husband. So he was telling me to tell my husband to leave his family alone. After some days, my husband said that I was the one behind that. Are you following this? There's a stranger sending this couple messages saying, tell your husband to leave my family alone. He was also sending the same messages to the husband, a stranger. And then the husband starts telling the wife, you're behind this. And then my heart felt bad. And I had to find out who was behind the messages. And I caught him. He was arrested, but my husband did not avail himself to the police station. So he was released and we have not communicated for the last 1 week. How will you advise me? So this is what he's saying. They have not talked to the husband. I think they live in different towns. Then I asked, they're both ages and how long they've been married. I'm sensing high degrees of immaturity. She's saying, I'm 27. He is 29. We've been married for 6 years. What do you hear, guys? What do you hear? I'm 27. She's 29. We've been married for 6 years. A stranger sent us messages. My husband blamed me for it and went silent on me. We married when I was 21 and he was 23. Guys, these things make my blood boil. 21 marrying at 23. What do you know when you're 21? This guy is completely immature. You could not see it because you are also a child. Now, 6 years down the line, you're having to babysit an adult. If you marry prematurely, you can't tell when you're dealing with an immature person. Simple psychology. Now, you find yourself tied with them. Another one came saying she's 31, already divorced after 10 years of marriage. This is one is also heading there. 31, divorced after 10 years of marriage. Can you imagine being 31, already divorced with children? Talking about a second marriage now, I'm 32, 33, my second marriage. Those who rush in too often have to rush out. I did not reply. So she say, Umenda wapi? I was waiting to hear from you. She's asking, I was waiting to hear from you. And it's okay. It's okay. But I'm tired of speaking the same narrative. I make this show so that we can address this nonsense once and for all. She's dealing with an idiot because she picked an idiot because she was too young to identify idiots. All right. All right. Let me hear this one. This one has been married for 9 years now. They have not been getting along with the husband. The husband can go silent on her for 2 months. And they live in the same house. Sometimes he buys food for himself alone and leaves the children and the wife like that. Okay. She's sinking into stress and depression. All right. This person is saying whether I can be able to. The ages, again, married for 9 years, both of them hardly in their 30s. Hardly. Oh, one 30, the other one 32. You're marrying at 21. I still don't get how a person can sign away their life at 21. But because they get pregnant and they move in, they think now they can start a life. If you want to build a life, a tall building, you can't build it on such a weak foundation. All right? Let me pick one more. This is a guy saying, my wife left to go and visit her people. And then once she arrived there, though she was going for visit, she started sending messages and saying she's not coming back, we are done. And then we are not differed. She says she's not sure about this and she has gone. I asked, what are your ages? The guy is 26, the girl is 23. Guys, can you imagine? I asked him, man, are you high on something? Are you drunk on something? I mean, are you crazy? You're calling a 23-year-old a wife and you expect her to behave stable. She's doing what she's supposed to be doing. She's exploring. She's not supposed to be committing to one man. She does not have the capacity to stay. Guys, can you stop joking? And he's sounding stressed. Oh, I'm stressed. Oh, my wife. Oh, my wife. Another one here. I saw a video of my wife recently dancing with another man. Okay? And when I inquired about it, she blocked me and insulted me. I felt a lot of pain. I sent the video to her parents and my parents. She's now claiming that I have exposed her. Your age is, been married 2 years, she's 24. You marry a 22-year-old. Men, listen to me. Men, listen to me. You invite drama, you will have a circus. You invite drama, you'll have a circus. Let us talk about one more question, then I'll hear. Remind us about trees. Now, this one is the second marriage after the first bad one. All right? I'm now that one with a 10-year-old child, been married for 10 years, the same 21 nonsense. She finally gets out after all that. And now she meets a 50-year-old. Oh, he takes me to hotels. Oh, he treats me nice. Now a second one after the first one, but barely a month. You can see she has not healed. And then he takes me to hotels, but he's married. I wonder, nonsense, confusion. The problem, I wanted to emphasize this point. The problem with premature marriages is that they can draw you so far away. If you need to work doubly hard to get your to get your life on course. This one is on second marriage and is still disastrous, still bad. This one is still trying to establish a second, but she has not healed. She has not found herself. She has not established a career. She has not found her path. She has children now to take care of. She has injuries to nurse, and it's so painful. All right? Okay. Other people come saying, I'm a single mother of 3, 4 children. Marriage broke when I was 31 or 29. Can you imagine that between a period of 22 and 28, when you're supposed to be establishing a career, you're giving birth to children, and you don't have a standing, you don't have something to stabilize you. I'm just looking for, all right. This one is saying Akizulu got married at 19 to a guy 23-year-old, divorced at 21, remarried at 23 to a guy 39 now. I'm 34, and the way this has been for the past 10 years, I see another divorce. Learning more every day. Sorry about that, Elizabeth. This is so painful. All right? So Akinyi, I remember me told me every day, I know you'll get married, but first know yourself. Build yourself. I didn't understand, but now God opened my eyes. I was about to get married. God stopped it. That's Selfa Akinyi saying God stopped it. All right. Somebody saying, let us learn from the mistakes of others. Selfa Akinyi saying, I can testify this. I'm 26 and the way I'm seeing myself is different. I thank God. Thank you so much. Somebody can see that. I'm so happy guys are interacting. I'm picking a few before we wrap up. Damaris Mwema tuned from Machakos. All right, Judy Mukami. We are opening our eyes. That's very true. Elizabeth, you're saying you're late, but at least you're here. Joski from Zimmerman. All right. Somebody tuned from Uganda. Thank you, Saidi Katz from Uganda. Karibu sana. Welcome. So, the defense, this life conspires to put you on the defensive. This life, you'll be pushed to the corner, harassed, and treated like you don't matter. People will take away from you. I've met people say I was an orphan, that I was driven to early marriage. Even if you're an orphan, the world doesn't care. Remind yourself that. Even if you're an orphan, one of the things you must remind yourself is that the world wants to take away from you. You better build a position. Build yourself to the position that should anybody abandon you, you can stand on your own. Don't join hands. Don't merge your life with anyone before you're in a place where you can build on your own. You can say, even if they walk away, I can stand. Have marketable skills. Have ability to build. Have ability to stand on your own 2 feet. And I hope, guys, you're planting trees. You plant a tree so that you can grow with it. So that you can have something you say in your days of youth, you did it. And you can say this tree is 3 years. I can see how I have grown in those 3 years, in those 2 years, in that 1 year, in those 5 years. It will be so wonderful when you can take a photo on your wedding day or your graduation day or your milestones. You take a photo with that tree. You remind yourself where this came from. You remind yourself how you've reached here. You remind yourself where this means for you, what this means for you. All right. So one of the things I want you to carefully remember is this. The years of pre-25 are the most fertile. The decisions you make there affect the rest of your life. Whether good or bad, they will reverberate for the rest of your days. The decisions we are making now, whether we are holding ourselves to prepare, whether we are holding ourselves and investing in learning, growing, developing ourselves. Once you do that, what you invest now will pay 100-fold. What you do now will return you, will give you returns way more than anything you would have done later in life. Whether you do a bad thing, it will multiply, it will balloon. If you get a baby at this age, it's okay, take care of the baby, don't do bad things. But that baby will be a reminder of the life you were living those days. Does not have to always be a regret. Does not always to be a bad thing. But you're saying you go around sleeping around, being careless, instead of building yourself. Whatever you plan now will blossom and balloon to the remainder of your life. And your life is so early, your sun is rising. So guys, today we don't have much. We'll have to stop here. But I love you so much. Let's keep this journey going. I want to be streaming here on YouTube for our show on Sundays. So next Sunday, see you here and have a good day.